This is Frankie Buckets here at Gloucester Minigolf in Gloucester, England. And we're going to show you a little bit of the course overview. So here, course number one.
Trio, pass Sundown, Hastings,
Ooh,
bring back some more trophies.
Yep. Close to the yellow. Along this line. Ball's going to loop around. Hopefully find the cup. Something like this. Whoa! Alright, on to hole number two, very delicate shot. I'm going to start the ball about one putter from the right. I'm going to get the ball through this area. It's going to come up through the bunker and it's going to turn to the left. On to number three. There's a few different ways you can play the shot. You can either play it this way, which is a very safe shot. You lay up. There's a nice granite slab here that you can play through, which is a shot that I like to play. It's a one rebound shot directly into the cup. So you start about one shoe from the left side. And you're aiming at about the right edge of the granite. Or right in through here on this little patch. Give it a go. Par putts are pretty simple from back here. They generally turn right to left. Moving on to hole number four. Here we are, number four. Maybe Seve can show the kind of the lay of the land a little bit. This is a very steep incline. There's a little channel that drops out. And it drops onto a slab of granite and then it bounces towards the cup. Very high percentage chance to make an ace. The object is to make sure you hit the ball with the right pace to get it into the channel. You can start from anywhere on the tee. I like to start from farther on the left side. Just make sure you give it enough pace. Get the weight right. And you have a really good chance to make an ace. Like that. Moving on to hole number five. So hole five is a downhill shot. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's downhill. Cup sits there. I think that you can play it front door or back door, but I think the preferred shot for most people is to play it back door. One shoe, one putter from the left. I want this ball rolling past the rock and where the rough is, about one putter to the left of that rough. And a backdoor speed. Just keep your speed up on this one. Not too much danger if you hit it hard. You're not going to come too far back past the cup. A little unlucky, but that's a good shot from hole five. All right, now on to the dangerous hole six. Visually really hard to tell on camera just how severe these little hills are. It's quite severe. So the object is to start from the far right part of the tee. You can play a little faster shot for a safer shot, or you can play a slower shot or direct. I like to get the ball getting in through here, this area, when it comes closer to the rock and not closer to the rough. So somewhere through here. The ball's going to track, it's going to touch a little bit of the rough here. The rough rolls really smoothly, and hopefully it goes directly in. Oh, so close. The par putts from the back. Anything from this section over, all breaks from left to right. So I'll be aiming this ball just a little bit outside the cup on the left. Just like that. All right, moving on to hole 7. 2 different ways you can play the shot. As you can see, the cup is in between the 2 rocks. You can go straight through the channel, starting from somewhere near the middle of the tee, or you can play from the far right and go around the rock to the left. I like to play through the channel, even though I'm not very good at it. Start the ball here. I'm basically aiming at the front left corner of the right rock. If I hit a good shot, it should start to turn a little bit left into the channel and towards the cup. You can see how that ball turns to the left. Try that again. Got to get the ball started on line. That's how you would play it through the channel. It's a very precise line to get it through the channel. I'll show you the alternate shot too real quick. It's a very safe play to get around the left side of the rock. You start from the extreme right. You're basically aiming just out off the left side of the rock. It's a dead weight shot. It's much safer. Send it out. Hopefully it swings around like that. With the right pace, you can make that pretty consistent. Par putts from back here are generally pretty simple. Most of them are straight in. Dangerous hole 8. Most players eventually end up playing a very safe shot from the right side of the tee. You shoot the ball up into the left corner. It's hard to tell on camera, but this slope is pretty severe. That ball will turn around and come right back to you. It'll come right back off the tee. So that's the first thing, is making sure you're hitting it hard enough to get it over the first mound. You can try a direct shot. It's a high risk, high reward. So I'll try a direct shot. Starting from about here, aiming at the left edge of the bunker in the distance. With the perfect pace, it's a good line. It's a bit fast. The ball carries. If you miss the cup to the right and you're too fast, it will always go into the bunker. But the safer play that I recommend, which has a small percentage of an ace chance, you start all the way from the right. You're basically aiming directly into the corner on the left. As I hit it in the corner, you'll see the ball will start to slope towards the cup. It's really hard to make it, but it's a pretty safe shot. You'll generally leave yourself with a good chance for a par. That was close, but it's a very safe shot. You leave yourself with a good chance, simple chance to make a par here. All right, hole 9, very good chance for an ace. The object of hole 9, just here's the teeing area, is you want to get it into this channel with the bright red carpet. You get it into this channel, anywhere, any distance, any speed, there's a really good chance of going in, except that time. But generally has a really good chance of going in. So, multiple ways you can play it. I like playing a dead weight shot where you just swoop it into the front channel. I like to start from the left, my one putter on the left side. My eye line is on this brick. That's the line I want the ball to roll on. Now you can take this where you drop, if you hit a little soft, you can drop it, it'll bounce off of this. You can bounce in, you can go directly in. A few different ways you can play it. I like to drop it in like that. It'll come down the channel and go in for an ace. Now there's other ways you can play it where you can kind of bounce it off of the wall and come down through, but I think that's your best chance to make an ace on this one. If you come down on the other channel, Whoops. The ball comes down the other channel like this. The ball generally ends up there. On the par putt, it's actually a lot more difficult than it looks. If I hit this really soft, you can see how that ball, there's this part of the channel really influences where the ball is. So when you hit this shot, you need to be aiming at the left lip and make sure you keep it face. So when that ball comes over this ridge, it wants to dive to the right. So you get in this channel and the ball ends up here, just aim a little bit outside the left lip and you'll be able to make the par. All right, moving on to 10. A couple different ways you can play 10. You can play it off of the right granite, it's a much smaller target. You can use the backslag of granite coming through this channel here. This channel, I haven't tried to experiment with that, so I'm not sure how that one works. You go through the left side. So I start the ball from the right side. It doesn't really matter exactly where you line it up. Wherever you line it up is matching it with the speed. I like to play a little bit close to the yellow. My line is starting the ball right at the edge of this. Because once it goes through the bunker, it's going to turn left and then come through here and swing back. And I want this to be at a backdoor speed. So just pick your line, get your speed right, knock it in. Just like that. All right, moving on to 11. So this is a 90, a little bit more than a 90-degree turn. You come up the hill. If you lag the hill, this ball will turn around and come back. You want to get the ball about this high, and then as it comes off the hill, it'll be tracking towards the left part of the cup, and then it'll slope back to the right. Again, this is all about line and speed. That's what this course is all about. Highly recommend anybody come here and play. It plays amazing with a golf ball. I shot a course record of 25 with a golf ball, so you can only imagine the potential if you have the right set of mini golf balls, how well this course will play. So start close to the left. You kind of just want to follow the carpet lines. Because you look down and you kind of see how there's little lines in the carpet. You just kind of want to follow that. You get your weight right. You have a decent chance of making it. Up the hill, tracking towards the left lip, and running in just like that. Alright, hole 12 is a jump hole. The first of the two jump holes. So you can see there's a little ramp. There's a little ramp here. You're going to start from the extreme right side of the tee. Somewhere in this area. I like to look, if you bring the camera down to ground level, there's a little notch in this rock right here. I like to get my ball started in jumping over the rock. To jump over the rock, it's going to pass the right lip, go up the slope, and turn around and come back in. So get your line right here, just off the right lip. Make sure you hit it hard enough. The worst thing you could do on this hole is not hit it hard enough. Spin it up there. Even if it smacks it and doesn't go in, it's fine. Like that one was a little bit too fast, and I hit the wood and it kind of kicked away from the cup. You generally want to hit the ball with the pace that it comes up the hill, but it doesn't actually. Oh, that was a very good example. So that it hits the hill, goes up the hill, like this. And then it comes back down towards the cup. And it generally lines up pretty well. And that's how you play hole number 12. All right, 13 is a drop-off hole. So you start up here on the plateau. The ball's gonna drop into the rough, through the bunker, and into the cup. When it drops off the green, it wants to turn to the player's left. I like to start one shoe, one putter from the right. When you come up here, there's some zip ties that hold this. I like to go underneath this zip tie right here. So line the ball up. Just try to roll the ball directly underneath that zip tie. And then a little farther. that ball right underneath the zip tie. It's a nice pace. Turn it in just like that. That's how you play 13. All right, moving on to 14. 14 is a bridge hole. So if you look through here, you can see there's a bridge. There's a slope that goes up, and the slope on the other side that goes down. Two ways you can play it. You can play it direct, dead weight shot, just creeping it over the crest of the hill, and you just pick your line and get your speed right, and it can go in. There's quite a little bit of a drop pocket back there. Or another option, I think is a little bit safer play. You start about one putter from the left. You're gonna smash it through the bridge, off of the back wood, as far right into the corner as you can, hitting the back part of the wood, not the side first. The ball will jump and you'll have a good chance to make it into the pocket. Through, off the wood. Oh, so close. It kind of looks a little bit goofy, but once you get that shot and dial it in, you can always come really close hitting that shot. The worst thing is, if you hit the side first, the ball ends up going over here. And at the normal pace, the ball would end up coming over here, but these par putts aren't too bad. It's pretty much inside the right center of the cup. You just want to hit it with the pace so that it just drops into the, that's a little bit too fast. You hit it with the pace, just the right dead weight pace, that it will catch it. And you'll find your way to make it in the cup. It's quite a bit of leniency here. All right, moving on to 15. 15 is a rebound shot. There's no other way to play it. Huge granite slab. You're really trying to hit the granite slab somewhere in this area. One rebound directly into the cup. You can start one shoe, one putter on the left. There's a nice carpet line here that I use for a guide. Just give it a go. Just give it a go. Let it come down there. And watch it go in, just like that. Hole 15. It's not as easy as it made that look, but it's a pretty good shot if you get your line right. All right, 16, very important hole. It's one single layer of cake. Start the ball. You can start the ball anywhere on the tee. I like starting it from the left and aiming right center of the cup from here. There's a little part in the seam that I look at to make sure that I'm lined up right. But I'm gonna aim right center of the cup. The ball wants to kind of work its way left a little bit. Just get your weight right. It's a really good chance. One more turn. Ah, so close. So one more roll of the ball, and that finds the cup. That's how you play 16. All right, 17. There's two options. You want to come up here, Seve, look at the pipes. You can either go up the hill into the middle pipe, which has an exit. If you use a dead, I believe it's a dead weight ball, you would use a dead, not a dead weight, but a dead ball to get the ball coming out of the chute. You have yourself 50-50 chance of an ace or so, or you come back down. There's this lovely piece of granite that's been added right here. This would be the preferred shot for anything other than a dead ball. You want to just hit a nice smooth pace off the granite. So I start one shoe and just a little bit more than that for my tee. Now, I'm going to be aiming through here. Visually, it looks like I'm going to completely miss the rock to the left. But when the ball comes through here, it actually influences it and pushes it back into the granite stone. I'm trying to hit the ball with the pace that it just kind of creeps cup speed. Once it gets to this section, there's a little bit of an influence at a mound where it'll get over the mound and it generally finds the bottom of the cup. It's a really good chance for an ace. But when you hit the shot, if you watch closely, the swing is very delicate. It's a very delicate swing because that granite will really kick your ball hard. Very delicate shot. That's how you make 17. All right. Probably the most important hole in the course. Yes, it's hole 18. It's the last one, but it's so easy to make a mess of this hole. Teeing position's here, but you can tee up anywhere. If you have a smaller putter than I do, you can tee the ball up from all the way up here and give yourself a little better angle. But I need to tee my ball up back here because I don't have enough room. So I'm trying to get my ball to roll through this part of the rough. There's a mound here that influences the ball. It'll send the ball towards the cup. You really just want to lay the ball up anywhere from the cup to the spade. Anywhere in this area is a good shot on this hole. It's so important for you to make it two on this hole. It doesn't really matter exactly what your line is. You just got to make sure you get the weight right. I think that's the most important thing on this one, is getting the weight right. That might be a little too slow. No, that's a good shot. So anywhere in that rough area, that's just a couple feet short of the cup. Actually barely even, so that's not even a foot and a half. Straight in the cup. And that's it. That's how you play Gloucester Aces Minigolf. Thanks to Seve for taking the video. It's starting to rain a little bit now. Up in the clouds. Looks like this is proper English weather. But thanks everybody for watching. That's a quick course rundown of how you play Gloucester Aces. I shot a 25 using those exact same shots. So if I can do it, you can do it. Take care everybody. See you next time.